VGC's 2011. VGC is a place where people like D's, and occasionally D's, meet up with D's. And you know we want that. And they all meet up in this. So here is the information, and let's go. So basically, all credits go to Smogan, and if you guys want a better in-depth look of what this is, I'll put the link in the description, but I'm just going to say my opinion on what VGC is. So here's the gist of VGC. It's basically a Pokemon created tournament from the Pokemon company. So it's sponsored by them, not Smogan. So it basically goes on every year during the summer, and then sometimes they also have it in the fall. They have it like during seasonal events, and yeah. So basically, the difference between the standard and VGC is it's doubles. It's just doubles because they want because of all the time it takes doing six because like 6-on-6 singles can go a lot can go like at the most I think can go on for like an hour. So they have to make it really fast paced. So it's doubles. So it's 2-on-2 and it's at level 50. So Pokemon aren't at level 100, they're level 50. If they're above level 50, they'll go down to level 50. If they're below, they'll stay at that below level. So this changes a lot just because being doubles in a level 50, the matches are a lot quick. HP goes down a lot faster. Matches are usually only like 5-8 minutes, 6 minutes max, maybe. I don't know. That it's really fast in my opinion. And of course, there's no hazards because there's really no point to put hazard when you're only gonna be switching out like one time in the battle. So yeah, you have four Pokemon. You basically have an option of you have six Pokemon in your team, you and your opponent. You pick four by looking at your opponent's pick four by picking the best four, possible. Actually, this year, since you look at your opponent's team, it basically gives you a better option of looking at what four you want to use. So, yeah, you use four Pokemon, 2-on-2, and that's pretty much it. You battle from that point, but there's a lot of difference in what is banned, what you can use, and just a lot of broken stuff in this metagame. Now, let's go on to the second portion. This is basically the gist on 6-on-6, 4-on-4 double battles. So let's start. So basically, here's the gist of the rules. Again, once by Smogan. If you guys want a better in-depth look at the link below. Basically, it's standard format. Players, basically what I explained in the last part. You play a double battle format. Each player selects four Pokemon of his six to battle with for the start of the battlefield, and then gameplay continues until one player knocks out all the other's opponent's Pokemon. And these are just the standard rules. So basically, you can't contain two Pokemon with the same Pokedex number. That's pretty odd. And then oh, and here's a rule that separates from standard play. Right here, you actually can't use more of the same item. Now, that's sometimes in standard play, but a lot of people in competitive battles don't really use it because it's kind of stupid because items are limited usually at times. So pretty much why. So you can't basically if you have a Pokemon with Life Orb on your team, no other Pokemon can contain Life Orb. If you have a Pokemon Choice Packs, no other Pokemon can contain Choice Packs. Each Pokemon has to have their own individual item. You can't have another because basically I don't know. That's been a standard rule for the Pokemon Company ever since. Oh my God, what did I do? Yeah, you can't have like two Pokemon the same item. So that's why the gems actually this gen the gems or the jewels, whatever you call them, like Earth Jewel, Water Jewel, those are actually used a lot because basically they double your attack for one turn, and I think that it works really good because basically you're only gonna need one turn since it is doubles. You don't really hit a lot. Basically, there's only like 10 turns that pass through before the matches end. So the gems work really good as a substitution for Life Orb. And since each gem has its own type, you can use like five or what. So yeah, and it increases more than a Life Orb, but you can only use it once. So that's the downside. So basically, that's an item rule. Kind of stupid, some people might think, but it works, I guess. And you can't have two Pokemon with the same nickname. I guess that's used to confuse your opponent. Like if you have like, and then you also can't nickname a Pokemon with another Pokemon like Pheasant named Pizza. Yeah, it's basically just trying to confuse your opponent. Also, it probably doesn't say it here, but don't nickname your Pokemon anything inappropriate, like I don't know, send in. I'm not sure what Doug Trio name my dick because you're gonna get kicked out. uh, I know it happened to a lot of people before, and it's just retarded. Anyway, Because there's kids there too. So yeah, Pokemon may yeah basically it's telling you here you can only use moves you can learn by standard stuff. You can't do hacked moves like I don't know give a Pikachu Giga Impact. I'm not even sure if you can learn them. It probably can. I don't know. So basically, basically Nintendo every year has their latest games to be used as a game you can use. So basically, because they want to advertise their newest games. So this year it was Black and White because Black and White came out and they want to advertise a Pokemon you can use. Players may use Pokemon from national decks. This is the 2012 rules. This is the fall tournament, but it works with 2012. It corresponds with that. Basically, last in the spring, you were only allowed to use Unova Pokemon. But they wanted to advertise Unova Pokemon, that's why. But now it's another tournament. You're allowed to use all 646. Does that say? Yeah, 646, except for the following Pokemon. Basically, you can't use any cover Pokemon games. Every Pokemon that's on a cover, and every Pokemon that's like a main Uber, you can't use like the big boy Ubers, like Articuno, Lugia, and like what's that, Zapdos. Those are big boy cover Pokemon, so you're allowed to use them. But like things like Mewtwo, Mew, uh, what's it called, Groudon, Kyogre, all those like big boy covers. You also can't use event pokes just because I don't know. I guess it's a disadvantage. Some people can't get event Pokemon, other people can't, so they don't want to make it unfair. But it's pretty stupid. Like me myself, I sab poke, so I don't really care. And also another thing, if you're gonna sab pokes for this, sab it really good, cause um usually the time they won't notice if it's saved, but you just have to make sure everything's right. You have your ID number code right, you have your catch location, you have your level reasonable where the Pokemon's can level up or evolve at. Sucker for Jessica. Anyway, so yeah, so basically even Karume, it's Yu, but it is a cover Pokemon and a big boy Pokemon, so you're not allowed to use it because Nintendo isn't really competitive, or the Pokemon Company, like might I say. They're just they just want to, in their opinion, what you can use and what you can't use. The Pokemon we place in battle boxes. So basically, you use your battle box for the battles. They have to be level 50. If they're down, they're going to be stay down. If they're above, they'll be auto leveled. And Dream World abilities, you can only use ones that have been released. That goes for standard too. So I guess yeah. And first of all, you can't use Skydrop. Skydrop because there's a glitch when you have your Pokemon use Skydrop, and another Pokemon use Gravity. You take your opponent in the sky. Basically, your opponent's Pokemon are frozen, and you can just destroy them the entire match, which is wow, that's really broken. And then Dark Void because finally Dark Void basically puts both your opponent's Pokemon to sleep, which is really broken. Back past VGC tournaments, they allowed it because basically it's not like the Pokemon Company knew people would even use that, because basically they just tell everybody to come in and fight. They're not really competitive themselves, and they just realize now that Dark Void is really broken, which they should have realized years ago, but whatever. And finally, Wonder Launcher can't be used during battle. That's pretty standard. You can't use Wonder Launcher, you do that, everything else. So here's a gist of the rules. This is for the second part. The third part will be coming up soon. And yeah, that's pretty much how you play the double battles format. You do 4-on-4 doubles. You pick 4 Pokemon out of your 6 Pokemon, and from there on you just fight how you normally does. So give me a sec, and we'll move on to the next section. So this is basically how it goes. You sit in tables, they pair you up one by one until you eliminate your opponent and move on to the finals. And there's also these screen battles when you get to the finals. Here's another picture, and that's pretty much how you battle. So pretty much, I think this is the last part you really need to know about VGCs are the locations. After knowing the rules and pretty much how to play, you're going to need to know where the different events are going to be located. So basically, for USA, which I guess a majority of you guys are located, uh, pretty much this is where it is. Okay, so first we have the regional locations. So the regional locations are gonna be for USA and Canada. So for USA, there's Long Beach, California, Florida, featuring Wayne in Indonesia, Crestwood, Montana, Salem, Orland, Providence, Rhode Island, which I'm going to. So if any of you guys going to Rhode Island for the VDCs, I'm going to, yeah, this place, Rhode Island. Cool, 7 days left. Anyway, let's go back to that thing. And then we also have VA, which I'm guessing it's Virginia or Vermont. I don't know. Let's check. Oh, well, this doesn't give me much info. Thinking this is Vermont, Virginia. Yeah, Virginia. Virginia is also close, but the closest to me is Rhode Island because I live in Massachusetts. So yeah, and then also uh from these are the what's it called, the next year spring, which is also 2011. These are the ones you can also go to. And then if you're in Canada, April 12th, 2011, April 15th, which is the only one I think. So yeah, I think these regionals apply for next year's as well because they all seem to be in the same order. And for nationals, it's usually always in Indianapolis in June, July, and then for Canada, it's in Toronto. And then finally, world location, you got August 10th to 12th, which is in Kona High, USA. Or I think those are separate. I'm not really sure. So pretty much those are the rules. Here's the rules again. Summary for the rules. Standard format, double battles, and pick four, which we already checked. So you guys pretty much have to know where to go. Uh, okay. So these are gonna be regional tournaments. The the national what's it called, the national. Okay, if you win in these ones, you also get to go nationals for next year. So pretty much they're early regionals if you want to enter them, and that's pretty much it. If you guys want to go there, here's the location, regional rules. I'll also put a link in the description if you want more in-depth stuff. And that's pretty much it. So see you guys and stay awesome.